Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and today we're going to be talking about a metaverse project being built on the Cardano blockchain called Pavia. And I want to preface this whole video by saying that this was intended to be a deep dive, but due to the circumstances, it's not quite possible, which I will show you right after this brief disclaimer.
If it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kind of patient, 'cause only time will tell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm struggling a little bit. I had a really rough night last night. I basically didn't sleep much. Just due to some, I guess, a little cold or something, a little tickle in my throat that was keeping me awake all night. And I set out to basically do a deep dive into this Pavia game. I've looked into it in the past, and the first thing that I want to announce and that I want to say is that I am I guess you could say, a paid ambassador for a competing project called Cornucopias. And I am such because I sought it out. I went to them for a while and I said, I want involved in this. I love what you're doing. I love what I'm seeing. I love everything about this. And after several meetings through Zoom with the team and the co-partners and everybody, I'm like, I want involved. So I just wanted to put that out there for the sake of transparency. Now, I also looked into Pavia long before I got into Cornucopias, and I don't want to talk about Cornucopias anymore. I just wanted to make sure that was, everyone was aware of my relationship. That doesn't, however, play any role in my thoughts or my perceptions or anything as it relates to Pavia, because if Pavia stands on its own as a fantastic project, I will tell you, you know how I am. I just call it as I see it. So let's take a look at what I've been finding. Now, initially, when I first looked at Pavia, my biggest complaint about the project was just a sheer lack of information. I mean, they were having a land sale, but there was really nothing else, which I found off-putting, because what is the point of buying land in a platform or a project or a metaverse with really nothing else associated with it in terms of like where we're at, what we're doing? There just wasn't a lot of information. There wasn't much information on the team. There was just, the website was really, really bad. And I basically said, I'm not really into this. And it's been a year. It's been over a year, I think, since then. So if we look at Pavia on CoinMarketCap, we can see it's trading at this basically about the same price, maybe a little less than Copi tokens. And this is telling me that the market capitalization is almost $23 million right now. But if you look at this, it says the CMC team has not verified the project's market cap. However, according to the project, its self-reported CS is 2 billion Pavia tokens with a self-reported market cap of $21,910,453. Now, there's also no volume. So what does that mean? Well, to me, that means that if they sold these Pavia land plots for ADA, then that has likely been converted into USD to give them the funds necessary to build, right? And hopefully they did that in October when they did the land sale, because obviously the price has gone down quite a bit since then. I don't know what they've done. I don't know because they haven't really said anywhere that I've found. If I look at the exchanges, you can see they're on MinSwap and SundaySwap, but practically no volume. The most volume for the token right now is MinSwap at about 14,419. Now, that doesn't necessarily say much, because there are a lot of projects that simply don't want to list or launch a token on a centralized exchange right now for a lot of reasons. Number one, because of the way regulations have been known to work, if you try to put your token on a centralized exchange before you actually have a strong use case for that token. It could then be considered a security. And they weren't selling these tokens, to my knowledge. They were selling land in a future, basically land with a future purpose, not necessarily transferable as a security or anything like that. At least I don't think. The way everything is set up now, it's not likely they're going to start labeling land plots as a security. It could be potentially a commodity, though. I don't know how that's going to work. But given the details and the information, it's all just self-reported. So they're basically saying, yeah, this is our market capitalization based off of maybe, I don't know. I'm just being upfront. I really don't know how they come up with these numbers. So if we go to their website, they have completely transformed the website, but it's still not good. And the way the website is structured to me screams, we don't really want to tell you too much yet. And I mean, there's some cool imagery and some graphics and it all looks fun. This looks fantastic. I mean, this looks like a representation of what I assume is to be what is expected in game. But I have no real, I mean, this as well. It all looks good. But you only have a roadmap. You only have a land map. You don't have much. And so that being said, I'm still like, okay, where's the meat and potatoes? It's been a little while. This is all you have to show. So if I go and I look at the land, currently it's 199 ADA floor, which basically means that the lowest priced land property right now out of the 17,300 owners is 199. So basically you can get a land plot for, not that much. It wouldn't cost you that much. It's going to cost me about $60 for a land plot, given Cardano's current, ADA's current price of around 30 cents a piece. Okay. And, is that bad? I don't really know. I mean, it's pretty cheap given the market, but $199 or 199 ADA floor out of 100,000 NFT land parcels. I mean, is there a market for it right now? So, and I guess there are bundles for people that are selling multiple plots. So if you want to keep your land in a smaller area, 31.7 million in total volume. If I go to the addresses, there's just not a lot of data associated with the addresses. If I come here to the map, I can pull this out a little bit. The map to me is very uninspired. And it just looks like they tried to do something similar to what the Sandbox did. And that's cool. It's a nice little, it looks like an overlay with coordinates so that if you click on one of these land plots, you can see how big. Okay. And, username, maybe some of them have other data, and it's like, okay, cool. So you've got a land map and you've got land and you've sold some land, and, the map itself is pretty uninspired to me. I mean, this looks something easily created in another software package, that I've used in the past. And then you just throw a little overlay on top of it for your coordinates, and voila, you've got a map. And then you log. There are pretty simple ways to doing this. So far, what I'm saying is that I there's not that much that I'm seeing that would dictate or merit millions of dollars in capital. Okay, that's really all I'm saying. If I go into the team, everybody's using a first name. That to me is a red flag. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that Pavia is a scam. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that from the outside looking in, much like every other crypto project, to be quite honest, at this point, it's a pipe dream that they're hoping to fulfill. And I don't know what their financial status is right now. I don't know what kind of capital they have. I don't know what they did when they sold the land. Did they turn it into fiat? Do they have, $5 or $6 million that they're using to build all of this with? What I know is that a lot of these, You've got a first name, a little very basic bio about these individuals. And the only person that I've seen that has any real information about himself, not directly on the website, but if you click their Twitter bio, Paul Manuel of Pavia. Apparently he follows me. So I'm sorry, Paul, if you don't like this video, but hopefully this video will help you in the future. And you know, if I scroll down, you see a lot of hoopla. Like, we're at this Cardano summit, we're at that summit, and they're talking a lot about, you know, like everything but the game. I mean, I guess I'm just saying I wanted to do a deep dive into this project, but there just isn't much that's enabling me to do that yet. And it's a little depressing because I really want to like this. I think the more metaverse projects that we have that are worthwhile, all the better. Paul is a chief operating officer, or is a chief operating officer, from November of 2021 to present. So basically a year. He's also the founder of New Reality in Southampton, England, United Kingdom, for a year and 2 months. And then he worked at Unity Technologies as the director of customer success, Unity Game Services. I don't know exactly what that is, but it all sounds kind of like handshaking stuff. Led the customer success organization for Unity Game Services across hosting, voice, matchmaker services, proudly served EA. So he basically worked with a lot of these companies as it related to Unity and I guess some of the systems associated with it. Director of Multiplay, managing director, leading Multiplay's game hosting division, fast establishing themselves as the world's leading specialist in enterprise hosting for multiplayer games. And then program manager, consultant from 2013 to 2015. And I'm like, okay, you know, Paul, you might be a really good dude, and I hope you are, but that doesn't tell me all that much about what you're doing. And I started watching this interview. Paul sounds like a pretty cool dude. He sounds like just somebody who's trying to build a game. But I'm like, where is everyone else? Where is everyone else on this team? And why is everyone else kind of shrouded in mystery? Morgan, the CEO. Okay, hi, Morgan. How are you, Morgan? Who the hell are you, Morgan? I'm going to go to your Twitter. Oh, you're a Bored Ape Yacht Club guy. And you're just Morgan on Twitter. And not only that, you're spelled with leet speak. And this is the CEO. And there's more about Bored Ape Yacht Club and stuff than there is on his own on Pavia. I mean, I guess not. I mean, there's some Pavia related stuff on here, but I'm like, for guys that are building a metaverse game that has apparently been funded into the millions of dollars, where the hell is all the information about it? Why does this just feel empty and hollow? And why am I finding myself struggling so much to find any real good information about the project so far? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And if anything, it kind of scares me a little bit, because I don't want a project that could likely go belly up due to, I don't know, any abundant of reasons. I know how difficult this stuff is. I've heard firsthand how it can just be a really pride swallowing siege in a lot of regard. And, you know, you could put your whole life into something for years and it amount to nothing but hate from a community who just wants to see your head on a pike. I mean, I get it. I've been there. It sucks. But there's just so little information. And then I found this: our bespoke PCA builder tool is now in the hands of the first cohort of testers. With over 4,000 assets and loads of functions, including the import of custom assets and scene sharing, we will develop this over time with a focus on ease of use for all landowners. And we open that up and I'm like, okay, cool. So there's a nice little home builder. But I don't know if this is an asset from somebody else or if this is a Pavia exclusive asset. I don't know where this came from. And I started going down and looking at some of the comments and things are, people are like, yeah, this is really cool. This is really nice. And it is, if it works and it's legitimate. Overall, I really wanted to go into this and have my mind blown by Pavia's progress over even the last year, but I'm just not seeing it. I'm seeing the same old land map. I'm seeing a lot of someday. And that tells me that, you know, I don't know, let me into this builder. Let me log into Pavia. Now, apparently there are some big updates coming, and that's a part of what this is all about. This video here, you can see Pavia.io Metaverse first live plaza test event. And so it seems like they're looking to let people in to start wandering around and looking around and so forth within their metaverse and in certain areas of the metaverse. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's a start. Let people in. But ultimately, there needs to be a lot more information than a website. I mean, this does nothing to my knowledge unless it's a plugin error, but it happens multiple times as you go from one segment to another. And I'm finding it really difficult to find any real information. And, about Pavia. All right, well, let's go to about Pavia. When Pavia? And it's just a little blurb, and it all talks about the land. This is not a metaverse game. This is not information relevant to a metaverse game in development with potentially millions of dollars of development with, over a year in development time already. When are we going to see anything? And I know that it sounds like I'm being pessimistic, but I'm not. I've just learned that, for as difficult as it is to build something like this, with such a lack of information, with a lack of transparency as to who the team members are, why is everybody seemingly hiding themselves except for one gentleman who's basically, he's not even the CEO, but somehow he's the voice of everything. It just doesn't seem right to me. I mean, that's all I can really say. I mean, the land is cheap enough that if somebody wants to buy a couple plots and hope for the best in the future, and if it doesn't work out, well, you've lost, you get a couple plots at $60 a piece, if it all goes well, great. Maybe that land becomes worth $1,000 a plot. I really hope it does. But for me, I'm still taking a hard pass on Pavia, and that's really all I can say. I was really hoping to do a deep dive, but there isn't enough to deep dive into. It'd be like trying to deep dive into a 3-inch pond. It's just not going to work. So unfortunately, that's where I stand on Pavia. Hopefully things change. If they see this video and they're thinking, we have so much going on, why doesn't he see that? Show it to me. Where the hell is it? Because it's definitely not on your website. And why are everybody kind of pseudo hidden? Why is your team so anonymous? That in itself is a huge red flag for me. So that's it. No, I don't want to join the Discord and filter through a bunch of discussions about the value of land plots and other things that just to me aren't very relevant. I want the information readily available on the website. I want to know what you're building. I want to see it. I want more than just some little 30-second things that I can honestly put together in Unity myself, and I'm not even a developer. But that's where I stand. Hopefully things turn around and we start seeing more as the bear market continues. And if there's some big advancements, I'll be happy to follow up. Until next time, crow your coins, and I'll see you soon.